challenges. We all love challenges. It's a specific kind of awe, looking at what great lengths people are able to achieve, whether it be obbies, speedruns, and yes, boss fights. With boss fights comes a variety of challenges at hand, some harder than others. However, I have taken upon the challenge of defeating 100 of these bosses. Let's just get to the video. This is the part of the video where I will briefly discuss how I'm going to be doing this. However, don't take this too seriously because I'm most likely going to have exceptions here and there. First off, I don't have to do the hardest boss in the game, however I will most of the time try to do that. Second, only one boss per game. I don't just want to have half the video just be RGD. Thirdly, no self-imposed challenges, unless it's integrated in the game itself. Fourth, I will do these bosses solo unless the difficulty doesn't matter if it's multiplayer or not. Or I just can't be bothered to get a solo server. Nudge nudge. Now that we got that out of the way, how will I rank each boss? Well, I will use two factors, difficulty and enjoyment. These two are going to be highly opinionated, so be mindful of that. I will also put the amount of time something takes me just for fun. Alright, with that said, I will now go over the skill sets, which will be represented by their respective icons. Combat or standard is just your typical kind of boss fight. You have a weapon, boss has health, you kill boss, etc. Survival is for bosses where you have to survive instead of actively killing the boss. Progression isn't really a skill set, however I will categorize it as one. It's for bosses that you can reduce the difficulty of with in-game progress. Luck is just RNG bosses. Learning is for bosses with a specific attack pattern or gimmick to it. Patience is for lengthy bosses. There's no really a set amount for this, but if I find the length to be a factor of difficulty, then I'll categorize the bosses with this. Avoidance is typically just bullet hells. Unorthodox, anything that I haven't said already, so pretty much anything unique that I deem to be a boss fight. And lastly, overall will just be a general category if a boss has 5 or more of these skill sets. With everything laid out, I guess it's time to start.
Another one. You're not the first, and trust me, you will not be the last.
To begin the challenge, I start with my favorite boss fight on Roblox, Nyx. Everything about this boss fight is phenomenal, from the sound design to the music to the mechanics. It is just absolute cinema. I can go on and on about why I love this boss as much as I do, but I'm better off just showing the entire boss fight, and I'll just let it sink into how good the boss is. For the difficulty, most of it just really comes down to how fast you can react to the sound cues and how well you can memorize the attack patterns. At first it is difficult, but once you get past the learning curve, then the boss is extremely fun to pull off. In short, really awesome boss. I heavily recommend to anyone that's into Souls-like kind of bosses. I'll let y'all watch the fight now. might remember this boss from I'm Bad at Naming Things' hardest boss fights video. And to that I say, yeah, the boss isn't really the most difficult thing ever. However, that doesn't take away from the fact that the boss is fun. It's not as good as Nick's, however, it's still a great fight and I recommend you play this one also. The difficulty for this boss mainly comes from one attack which you are seeing on the screen currently. Besides that, it's just a little wormy. Welcome to the first unorthodox boss. To think that a Pong game would have a boss is surprising, honestly. In my honest opinion, unlocking the boss itself was harder, however, I'm not gonna account that as part of the difficulty. It's a pretty unique boss for what it is. My only complaint is that it could be harder, however, I don't really think they had difficulty in mind when creating this boss, so it's whatever. Nice! Edit. This boss is so fucking ass! It's downright garbage and I hate every part of this boss with all my life. The main issue with this boss is the fact you can't tell what attack is gonna come up next for a fight that pretty much requires you to do exactly that. What I mean is that the visual cue for an attack is the same for 3 different variants of an attack, for as an example. So you can either go fully left, right, or stay in the middle, and you're just somehow meant to guess that. Oh, and on top of that, if the boss spawns the minions, you better fucking hope your bullets can actually hit them. Enough is said, I think this boss is absolute garbage and one of the most abhorrent boss fights I've ever played. Oh, finally. Fucking hell, that was abysmal. I chose to do this boss out of nostalgia since I used to play the normal button a lot back then. Flandre Scarlet was the one thing in the game I just couldn't do back then, and to be able to do the boss now so easily was honestly off. It felt like it was never really hard in the first place, however back then it was kinda hard, you know? I guess it's just the effects of looking at the boss from a retrospective standpoint. Nevertheless, boss was okay, I guess, really. The hardest part was the fact the boss is server-sided, making any lag spike fatal. Okay, I just did it. Okay. Not good, don't like it. Best part is the music and the visuals. Yes, the boss is basically free, but it's more so the fact that you need to know it that makes it hard. I don't have anything to say, the boss just sucks to play. Moving on. Oh boy. know, there was originally a harder boss in this game that I was gonna do, however, I believe you can't really access the boss anymore, so that sucks. Pretty cool to see a boss in a game that you wouldn't really expect to have bosses. It's a decent boss, no complaints really, except for just that one attack that's just harder than the rest, that being the shotgun attack. Besides that, it's cool. Time for something not so cool. Same with The Last Survivor, unlocking the boss is more difficult than the boss itself. However, I wouldn't really say difficult, but more so just time consuming. As for the boss, it's more tedious and hard due to the fact you need pretty much everyone in the server to cooperate if you want to reach 5th phase. Worst part is that you can't really do the boss solo through normal means because of how Epic Minigames works, which requires 2 active people to be in the server for a minigame to start. Overall, mid-boss, nothing much to say about it. Okay, I don't know if this is a me problem, but this boss was genuinely hard. I've spoken to a couple of people about this boss, and they really just don't understand why I find it hard. Maybe it just sucks and I should quit or something. Anyways, I did not enjoy this boss. It's a cool game, yes, but playing it solo is just one of the worst things you could really put yourself through. It's just not fun because of the bomb spam attack that the boss does. Again, maybe I'm just buns at bullet hells, but I digress. Fucking hell, I actually just beat it, what? What the fuck? I actually just beat it.
GG?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
GG.
Well, that's done. Fucking finally. Honestly, this boss felt the same with Flandre Scarlet. It felt super hard back then when I was grinding it a few months ago, but like, fast forward to re-beating it, it just didn't really feel as hard as it did back then. Maybe I'm just lucky, I can't really tell because like, the boss itself isn't hard, it's just, you gotta play slots a bunch to not get hit. If you paid attention at the beginning of the video, you would have expected this boss to come up, and this boss was one of the bosses that I wanted to do, to divert from I'm bad at naming things as serious. I think this boss is fun, mainly because of the music, but at the end of the day, you are still playing slots, so... Well, I just re-beat Spider rank. That's funny. I just re-beat it. I just re-beat it. What the fuck? I actually just re-beat it.
You repeat it.
I actually just re-beat Spider Dance X rank. Like first try also. What the fuck?
You repeat 1000%.
Well, this officially marks 10% of our way to 100 bosses. And so far they're pretty easy, right? Surely we'll get there in no time, right? Right? Choosing this boss was kinda just by random. Someone suggested that I should do Super Checkpoint, and I figured I should just do the Challenger's Path boss fight, Francis. As to why I chose Perfect Run, well, that's mainly because of Ultimate Champion. I don't really have much to say for this one, it's an alright challenge. It's difficult at first, but at the end of the day it's just trial and error, and then you'll eventually get it. Now you would think, in Costi, you've literally done Pizza Man and like a whole plethora of hard challenges. This should be easy for you. But oh, you are so wrong. Because this boss kicked my ass. Well, I'm done, dude. I'm actually... It's so fucking late in the night. I just can't. Anyways, this boss fucking sucks. Half of the runtime is just walking and the fight is server-sided. So if you have a shit ping, you're just guaranteed to lose a life. Not to mention, all of the difficulty comes from the final phase in a fucking weirded place. I get that it's meant to be hard, but still, I'm gonna complain because of the 10 minutes of walking you have to go through to even reach that point. Oh my god, bro.
I won't have kicked him if he didn't say that. I don't know why he's like saying that.
He just said for fun. Like he does it for the sport, you know. Oh hey, I actually beat Guide. Like legit this time. I actually beat him, dude. I actually beat him.
W. Well, we are talking about Claude Filament. Like, floor 1 and 3 it just kind of sucks.
Oh, Kilonova. What a boss to return to. And honestly, just like Spider Dance, it felt so much harder back then. The rebeat, however, went about as smooth as you can expect. The boss is cool, and I like that it doesn't really stick to one element throughout the whole fight. The part where it turns into a shmup at the end was honestly super cool to look at. My only complaint is that one attack, well, combo, that you are seeing on the screen, and it's just heavily unbalanced and kind of makes the fight RNG. But besides that, I like the boss. Okay, I just rebeat Kilonova. Like first try also.
Great.
Okay, I just did that. There's no words to describe how amazing this recreation is, so I'm just gonna let the thing play in full. Skip to this timestamp on the screen for the next boss.
Well, that's true. Well, that's true.
Post to the fans!
Well, that's true.
Post to the fans!
Well, that's true. Well, that's true. Well, that's true.
Post to the fans!
Well, that's true.
Post to the fans!
Well, that's true.
Post to the fans!
Well,
Fun fact about this boss, I was unknowingly playing a buffed version of it for like an hour, so that's nice. Funny thing is that I would go ahead and beat the boss in like less than a third of the time it took me to play the buff version of the boss. Anyways, the boss is not super difficult, really just relying on RNG. This boss at first I thought it would be impossible when I was playing this back then, but eventually the boss got nerfed, so it's now possible to beat no hit. I chose this boss mainly due to the fact that it's the boss that you can consistently get all of the time. I did this boss classless just for fun, but whatever. This boss is cool and I'm glad to see the revamp of the boss. I have nothing more to really say, it's RGD so it's good, so let's move on. Man, I really wanted to like this boss, but I just did not. Quality-wise, it's fucking phenomenal, but oh my gosh, it's so infuriating to play. My main issue from this boss is the fact that the RNG can completely fuck you over whenever it feels like it. More specifically, the nuke attack that Joyful Markiplier throws at you. I failed the final attack of this boss more than 4 times, and I was just so done with it when I finally beat it.
It's your window fuck.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Watch this Dream Maker.
It's gonna be... What? What?
It is like Grateful Train.
What?
Hi, Dreammaker.
Okay, well that's
please
just
be
the worst
Dread, please be
option.
Dread.
Please be Dread, bro.
It's the man himself. In the film.
Have fun.
Oh my god, I actually beat him!
Bro, 1? GG's?
I beat Markiplier!
GG. That's pretty cool, I think. I have no idea what the implications of that are, but that seems pretty cool.
To be honest with you, the only reason I chose this boss was because I wanted an excuse to replay the game. Despicable Forces for its time was just perfect. It's unfortunate that the original version of the game got taken down, but hey, this will play it at the very least. As for the boss, this was the hardest one I could really find. There isn't really that many hard things in this game, but yeah. Amazing game that I highly recommend you check out. Not just for bosses, but as a game itself.
That's okay. Okay, at Spirit, at the layer spec.
Yeah, we're doing that, actually.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Wait, they updated.
Now is this the hardest boss fight on Roblox?
The hardest boss fight in Roblox.
No. But again, doesn't take away from the fact that the boss is cool. Biggest complaint I would say is the fake out where he'll jump on you. Which the issue here is that he can sometimes just kill you for fun and you have no way of stopping it. Besides that, I really like this boss. And I get to say that I've beaten the hardest game on Roblox, so that's nice.
You win. Perfect.
That was tough. We're currently at 19. Alright. What will it be now? Oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. This is it. Boss 20, the piano. To say this boss is difficult would be an understatement. I posted my completion of piano a while ago, however I do wish I went a little bit more in detail about how it was like for me to grind out this boss. Anyways, this boss is fun, however some points of the boss feel like a huge difficulty spike than others. For example, the end of invert for me is one of the biggest mind blocks in piano. Another one would be slow attack, in which I would die more than 20 times on it. In short, this boss has a few difficulty spikes which are dependent on RNG if it's easy or not. But despite that, the boss is still super fun to beat. Hell, I even re-beat during Nito. I just fucking beat it! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I beat it! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Holy shit, GG's.